Lesson 5. The Sales Page Application. Your sales page is the highest stakes piece of messaging you will write. But most founders write it like a feature list. This one depends on your hook library and core narrative from lessons 3 and 4, because your sales page needs hooks that grab attention and a story that keeps people reading. If you haven't built those yet, go back and get them. In this episode, we're going to draft a complete sales page using the Problem Agitation Solution framework, writing every section, problem, agitation, solution, and call to action, entirely in your buyer's language. Let's turn your messaging system into a page that converts. A high-converting sales page is not a list of features. It is a narrative that walks the buyer through their problem, the cost of an action, and the solution. The Problem Agitation Solution, or PAS, framework is the foundation. But you cannot write a good PAS without your language matrix, positioning statement, core narrative, and hook library. This lesson integrates all of those into a single sales page structure. You'll define the problem section, the agitation section, the solution section, and the call to action, all using your buyer's language. The output is a rewritten sales page that is aligned with your avatar. Here are the key takeaways. A sales page is a narrative, not a brochure. The problem section must make the buyer feel seen, not sold to. Agitation amplifies the cost of an action, specific, not generic. The solution section positions you as the guide, not the hero. And a great sales page closes with a specific call to action. We'll use 2 frameworks. The first is the Problem Agitation Solution framework, a classic copywriting framework. Problem: state the buyer's struggle in their words. Agitation: amplify the emotional and financial cost of doing nothing. Solution: present your product as the tool that fixes it. Use your matrix for all 3 parts. The second is the Customer Avatar Translation Framework, a system that maps every section of your sales page to a specific part of your customer avatar. The problem section maps to the pain points. The solution maps to the transformation. The objections section maps to the fears. Use this to ensure your page is avatar aligned. Your sales page is where the alignment system proves its value. If you have done the previous lessons, this page will write itself. The language is already in your matrix. The hooks are already in your library. The narrative is already in your core narrative. This lesson takes all of that and structures it into a page that converts. The goal is not to write a perfect page on the first try. It is to write a page that is structurally sound and avatar aligned. You'll define the 4 sections and write them using only your buyer's language. The output is a first draft that is ready to be tested and iterated. The output for this lesson is your sales page draft. It will be used in Lesson 9 to define your brand voice. Read the entire lesson. The order of the sections matters. People need to recognize themselves before they can accept the solution. Back in Lesson 4, you built your hook library. Now we're going to use those hooks and your core narrative to draft your sales page. Pause and grab your workbook. Step 1. Draft the problem section. Write a 3 to 5 sentence section that names your buyer's specific pain. Use your language matrix. Do not describe your product yet. Make them feel seen. For example, you have a customer avatar, but you still write generic copy. You spend hours on ads that do not convert. You are not alone. Every founder hits this wall. Step 2. Draft the agitation section. Amplify the cost of an action. Name the financial, emotional, and time costs of staying stuck. Use your buyer's language. For example, every day you keep guessing, you are burning ad spend and losing trust. Your competitors are speaking to their buyers in a language that converts. You are falling behind. Step 3. Draft the solution section. Present your product as the guide that solves the problem. Name your unique attributes and plan. Use your positioning statement and core narrative. For example, our system gives you a language matrix, a hook library, and a sales page framework. You stop guessing and start converting. Step 4. Draft the call to action. Write a specific, action-oriented CTA. Name the next step in the buyer's language. For example, get your copy of the Messaging Alignment Workbook and start converting. Your to-do list for Lesson 5. Draft the problem section using buyer's language, 45 minutes. Draft the agitation section, 45 minutes. Draft the solution section using your positioning, 45 minutes. Draft the CTA, 20 minutes. And compile into a single page and review against your language matrix, an hour. These tasks produce a first draft of your sales page. This draft will be refined in Lesson 9 when you define your brand voice. It is the core asset your messaging system produces. Let's look at how Rand Fishkin approached this at Moz. He found that their landing pages were too product-focused. They would list features and benefits, but the copy did not connect to the buyer's specific search for authority and trust. They rewrote the page to start with the problem. You are struggling to rank because you don't know what your audience is searching for. Conversion improved by 27%. Time on page increased by 42%, and lead quality went up by 31%. That's what happens when you lead with the problem, not the product. Now apply that to your own page. Pause and answer these. Where in your current sales page do you start with your product instead of your buyer's problem? Name the section. Then, rewrite that section using the PAS framework. Start with the problem, agitate it, then present your solution. Finally, if your conversion rate improved by 27%, what would that mean for your revenue this quarter? Name the number. Here are the pitfalls to avoid. The most common way to surface complete this lesson is to write a problem section that is actually about your product. If you mention your solution in the problem section, you have not done it right. Real completion is when your sales page makes the buyer say, "Yes, that is exactly what I am going through, and I want to fix it." This draft is the input for the brand voice guide in Lesson 9. If you skip it, your voice guide will be abstract. Avoid the trap of writing a CTA that is vague. Get started is weak. Get your copy of the Messaging Alignment Workbook is specific. The difference between a sales page written with this system and one written from scratch is that the first one converts because it is built on evidence. The second one is just hope. Open your workbook to the Lesson 5 worksheet, Sales Page Draft. Pause here. In the problem section, write the problem using only buyer language. Do not mention your product. In the agitation section, amplify the cost of inaction. Name financial, emotional, and time costs. In the solution section, present your product as the guide. Use your positioning and narrative. And in the call to action, write a specific, action-oriented CTA that names the next step in buyer's language. This sales page draft is the central output of the messaging system. It will be used in Lesson 9 to refine your brand voice. Use the progress tracker. Check problem section drafted when the problem section is written in buyer's language. Check agitation section drafted when that section is written. Check solution section drafted when the solution section is written using your positioning. And check call to action drafted when a specific CTA is written. Once all are checked, you're ready for Lesson 6. And check call to action drafted once it's on paper. Use the calculator to measure the alignment of your sales page. Count the buyer phrases in your page. The benchmark is 10 or more. Count the words in your problem section. Aim for 50 to 150 words. And check if your CTA is a specific action. It should be yes. If your page is low on buyer language, revisit your matrix. Here's your exercise. Have 5 people who match your avatar read your sales page draft. Ask them one question. Does this feel like it was written for you? If any say no, ask them to underline the sentences that feel generic. Replace those with language from your matrix. Repeat until all 5 say yes. Pause and do this now. Reflect on this. Look at your current sales page. Underline every feature word. Now look at your new draft. Count the feature words. If the new draft has fewer, you are on the right track. If it has more, you are selling features, not solutions. For deeper research, read The Copywriter's Handbook by Robert Bly, specifically the chapter on the PAS formula. Then analyze 3 sales pages from top SaaS companies. Map them to the PAS framework. Your action for this week. Publish your new sales page on one high-traffic channel. Track conversion rates for 2 weeks. Compare to the previous version. If it improves, the system works. Next time, we take your sales page structure and turn it into an email and nurture sequence that moves buyers from awareness to decision.